Wow. So okay, this is the third episode of Unscripted Devlogs. It might be good. It might be bad. I might know what I'm saying. I might not know what I'm saying. There's no cuts, nothing planned. Just a Randall, 18 years old, making a video game. A half-finished video game. So okay, let's go. Because in the last episode, I decided I would start making the cat enemy. Which already has a sprite, by the way. If I can open here, I'll try open it right now. Oh yeah, I have to full screen this. I don't know how I can go to the the desktop screen. I don't know I don't know how I can go to the home screen in a shortcut. I may look into that later. But okay, here's the base sprite I did. It is not a reskin of the city dog enemy from level 4. But okay, let's go. Let's keep developing this. So for this enemy, the idea I had was so the player cannot kill this enemy. The player cannot do anything with this enemy, but there will be this area here which will make so when a projectile hits, this enemy will teleport to the player position in like a matter of instantly. And that's like a surprise attack, if you understand me, because the player will see this enemy and maybe try to shoot the player, try to shoot the enemy, but then the enemy will like just teleport the player, so players will be like, okay, do not shoot this enemy, do not shoot this enemy. And like it's a really weird. I don't know how I come up with those ideas, man. But okay. Here I write a script, verbal player get return global dot player. Okay. Okay. Okay, to be honest, I'll try this instead, because what I actually do on those scenarios instead I do if global dot player not equals no, else player dot no, which basically does nothing. It's like it creates a player that isn't even on the scene and just gets it for no reason at all. Okay, I'll use this, man. I will use this. So let's just wait. Okay, okay. Never mind. Let's just move on. So I just right now going to. If those devlogs start getting popular, people should make a compilation of me yawning, because it has like every single episode I yawn a lot just because of whatever. Okay, so we're wait. The blob projectile is an area or a character body? Let me see. Oh, it's already open. Okay, no, this thing is not open. It's an area. So yeah, if area entered. If area is blob projectile. Global position equals player dot global position. Okay, and let's me see something. It's right, the mask's correct. So let's go to the second test scene and add a cat enemy. Which, by the way, yeah, it's right. Okay, let's go. Okay, wrong direction. Oh yeah, it works. But the enemy needs to like stay on the ground. Okay, it has an offset to the player actually, so maybe I will be able to fix this later on. For now, let's just leave it this way. It works the way I didn't intend it, but it works the way it is intended. What the heck am I saying? Okay, am I even recording? Yes, 5 minutes, okay. So if the enemy is done, what else can I do? What else can I add here? Let's go to the juicing handlers and like hit particles. No, I think does that we have the juice space? Okay, it will need a question stretch for later on, so let's just add it. And actually here in performance handlers, that's already at the. Wait, no, I don't like adding the classes. I like adding the scenes. Don't ask me why. Wait, no, is cat enemy the sprite? It's the base sprite, that's the sprite. And here on performance handlers, we're going to add the enabler handler. So what does the enabler handler do? I don't remember if I actually explained it, but enabler handler is it stands from the visible on-screen enabler, which makes so when when this pink area touches the screen, reaches the screen actually, the object enables. And for this I have a like so the entity in here, and like if the entity wait bro, I may realize that there's some other weird logic to what I'm doing, to be honest. Let me just like entity node. Let me try something here. What's the techno name of this? Enable node path equals entity dot get path. Wait, this is a node path anyway, so right. Yeah, that entity. This works, isn't it? No, that's a node. Why? There's a node path. So what's the difference? Get path? Yeah, maybe it works now. Maybe it fixes a lot of the possible issues of this in the future. I cannot explain how stupid this is what I did, but okay. So the neighbor handler is just an easy way for a upgraded way for enabling and disabling the enemy if the pink area enters or exits the screen. That's it. Okay, may I explain what is this thing here doing? Because I connected the signal from this from this projectile detector to here, and here's an area 2D with an area that has collision. It's like used for detection and other physics stuff. I connect the signal here. A signal is like something that will like activate when a specific condition is happens. So like the condition here is if any area does the same, if any area like any other area actually entered this area. And if so, I will actually check in here if the area is a blob projectile from, the blob projectile class. And if so, the global position of the enemy, with the position of the enemy on screen, will be the position of the global position of the player on screen. How, how the player is being get, how I'm getting the player. Basically, in the global script, a script that I made so it loads, it like runs the entire game. You can get it anytime you want. Has this player variable here. So okay. Wait. Am I doing enough? Am I adding this to basically nothing? Well, am I adding this to basically nothing? Because oh, okay, okay. I may realize that I do not check my own code before doing this. So actually, I'll actually just disable this with a comment and later remove this from all of the other code. Oh my god, that's so weird. That's what I'm saying. I might know what I'm doing, I might do not know what I'm doing on those episodes. Why you're even watching this? I appreciate the support though. So okay. What am I supposed to do now? Okay, okay, let's just try again if the anime works. If so, it works. Oh, yeah, now I remember I'm setting the default player direction to be -1 in here. So actually just invert this. I could just use those arrows, but no, I decided I would multiply it by -1. And see if this doesn't interfere with the attacks. No, it does not. Okay, I may realize it about this, the physics handlers. I want to add a jump gravity handler because that's the node I made so it handles the gravity and any other vertical gravity related thing like jumping. So here I'll set the entity and here I'll create the reference for it. Export variable jump. Wait, I actually do call it like JGH, jump gravity handler, and I cannot set any equal because I'll set it through here. So what I'll do is just like function physics process G JGH apply gravity. So I actually do I have this weird class extending from the ref counted class, which I call it physics data. And so I actually have a function for returning the default gravity. It returns the default gravity from the project settings. Because in the project settings you have an actual option for what will be the default gravity you'll be using for your characters or your game entities. I don't know why it's so like already planned like this, but it is. But it's cool. And actually I have a function for returning this. And the reason I chose a function is because I cannot set this to a constant. So that's why I made an static function, which means I can get it without having to create the class. And to be honest, I really do not know what exactly is a ref counted. Which I think it stands, yeah, reference counted, it stands for reference counted. All I understand from ref counted is that as soon as it's not used anymore, it's just delete itself. Like, like, I don't know, man, it's so weird because I actually think it is so I don't need to create it, right? That you can just call whatever, get whatever thing I want for there. But even so, I still have to use constants or static variables, static functions for that, and not like I don't know. It's weird, but I just use it anyway because it's what Godot says. So so to be honest, no, in order for me to test if I'm right. Oh yeah, I already know how we'll test it. So like, oh wait, no, never mind. I always forget to add the move and slide, which is what enables the movement. Okay, and by the way, what's this apply gravity function from the jump gravity handler class do? Well, basically you give gravity and it applies gravity. Oh yeah, and I always also forget that I multiply this by delta because it needs, I don't know why, I'm really bad at physics. Funny story time. All that I learned from physics in school, I didn't learn from school. Because actually I learned it first from school but didn't understand absolutely nothing. But everything I needed later I learned here from game dev. Everything I needed I learned for game dev, even though I learned it before on school. And that, in my opinion, just proves how school is a really messed up system, in my opinion. It does not know what to do. And funnily enough, the teacher I really like it. The teacher I really like this who explained us this thing. And I don't know why I'm saying this, I really like that teacher. He's like really funny. He's like a really weird person, but a really funny person. I really like this one teacher. I miss him. Like, uh, like 2 years before I finished at school, he actually already left the school to move to another school, and I just think it's cool. Okay, now how will I try this? Okay, it works. It works, it works, it works. Okay, but okay, but why do I use delta in here? I can explain, I think, because the gravity value is a really big value, and it's unlike the other velocity variables constants you use. For some reason, gravity is a really big one. It's like uh, if you do the math for getting a gravity, if you do the one of the physics formulas for getting a gravity for your game, a good gravity value for your game, you'll see the value returns really big and will like not work as intended. So and and you still need this value to make so the jump velocity like bypass the gravity, so it actually jumps the right amount and then the gravity you start falling, you know. And since this value is so big, you have to multiply by delta. What's delta? Delta in the physics process function, delta is 1 over 60, which is which represents like if the game was running in 60 frames per second. There's the process function with which the delta is 1 divided by the current FPS the game is running. But physics process makes so it's a constant 1 divided by 60. And that's why you don't want to overload physics process with whatever thing, because there's a lot of things that don't need to be called in 60 FPS and a simulated 60 FPS, otherwise you just like overwhelm the engine. So like some juicing okay, I hit the microphone, I'm sorry. So like really inducing mechanics, you really want to make it like as fast, as clean as possible, so you put in the process function. And this is the third episode in a row which I am explaining what is the physics process function, so I like physics process function. And I hope you like it, my explanation. But okay. So what I did for testing is actually pretty simple. I actually shot the enemy and jumped, and here it works. But what now? Let's see how much time I have recorded this video. 19 and 49, and as you can see the time here is at 7:42 p.m. 1949. for the 2 p.m. time synchronized. Oh my god. At some point, I don't know what I'm saying, man. Okay, maybe I can go do the sprite, I guess. I'm unsure, to be honest. There's like a lot of times when I'm making this game, I just sit down observing, I guess. Like overthinking on what I should do, what's the next step, oh my god, will I get this done by this, oh no. It's okay, let's calm down. I'm not tired right now, I'm not tired, but thinking about moving to the next step, which is finishing the sprite, making the animations, something that really like something that really like makes me feel a bit tired, a bit procrastinative. And that's basically I don't want to do this right now. I might dinner soon, but I'm not hungry because I already ate a lot of snacks, so I might dinner really late now, like just a few more 30 minutes maybe. So here I am, stuck in my room, just thinking about what's the next step. Maybe I want to explain what's my plans for this update. But I don't like explaining my plans because there's this weird thing in psychology where if you explain your plans and get approval, it's like for your brain, you already did this, so you lose all your motivation. I don't want to lose all my motivation, man. Will I even get approved by this? I already told some of my Discord friends about this plan. So I'll tell you guys anyway my plans for this 0.5 app update. First, it's making the 5th level. I'm really happy I'm making already the 5th level because this game I've been working in like 4 years, but not exactly 4 years because I started making this game as my second game. It was a really crappy version, and I actually released a demo and a really crappy finished version, like a really crappy game. And I basically decided, okay, I will remaster it someday. And basically, after some like 5 more games, I started remastering it, and it was really scope creep. The scope of it was really big, and I was getting like confused. I was only stuck between the first and the second level zones, words, whatever. And I hit the microphone again. And now in 2024, I actually made this new version, started making this new version. And since now I have, since in the last version I was really stuck on the only the first and second level of the game. Having already made in this version the third and fourth level actually makes me so happy. It's like so proud, I guess. So a really satisfying feeling because I'm finally moving with this game. I'm finally getting what I want to do. And the only thing that it always stuck in me is the OST because I keep making a lot of new music and I learn new mixing and mastering skills, and then I realize, okay, this OST is really bad. I need to keep updating to at least make it good. And it's not like bad as if it was like bad actually, but it's not bad as if it's actually good. It's just me like disappointed. I could do better. No, it's because like otherwise I would just get confused when I try applying the old skills, even though I actually got new skills because my skills actually simplify it. What I was actually doing the beginning of mixing and mastering music, which are like some really important steps in music, was that I was using a lot of effects, a lot of stuff I didn't know what I was doing. And when I published it, I started making my latest album, Let's Just, which really cool. You should listen to it. I realized that I could only focus on using the faders because there's this one wise phrase I heard that you can do better with only faders than with a lot of expensive complex plugins. And that was true. I was able to make some really good mixing with only faders, and I applied this to all of my other new musics. So right now I just started mixing the entire OST with only faders, with only using the volumes and not using EQ, not using compressors, because like those are really basic effects, but only controlling the volume. That's actually just making me really happy, really proud about my music. Just like pixel art, for example, because I actually always stuck in 32 by 32 canvas. But when I started making, I'll say I decided, okay, I'm not so good with 32 by 32. I'll actually just do 16 by 16, which is what beginners recommend, what no, what professionals recommend for beginners. And although I was not a beginner in pixel art, I started making 16 by 16 art, and oh my god, it's really good. I really enjoyed making this. But okay, returning to music, I like to say something about mastering because I think what I do in music is not actually mastering. Because as far as I know, mastering is not only making a song louder, it's enhancing it to making it the best it can be after it's mixed. Mixed being, you control you balance the entire song. And like mastering, and I hit the microphone again. And mastering, what mastering like is supposed to be done? You basically have a mixing engineer, and this mixing engineer cannot do the mastering. You need to have a separate master as second pair of ears, as I learned from a course I did of this. And so since I make those all of those myself, and I don't have any resources for like making like giving people I don't have any resources to any wait, I may have research, but it's not like I had before. So I basically keep doing this all by myself. So what I actually do is that I open Audacity, throw the final mix in a WAV file, and I just make it loud, add a limiter, make it loud, make it not clip, and done. Music made, music mastered, and done. I have the music. And I'm pretty sure this isn't mastering, this is just making the song louder. Because if mastering is just enhancing the mix and I already satisfied my mix, there's like no mastering involved, I guess, besides making the song louder. Because yeah, I know people like usually use some of effects in mastering just to make it better, but actually I just take the mix and make it louder. That's what I do. It's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes now since I have been stuck on the screen. There's basically nothing in motion right now. I don't use a webcam. There's just me rambling, yapping about music. So I guess I'll end this here for now. It how much I recorded? 28 minutes. Okay. So okay. So let's see. What can I do? Wow. Okay. But I was also going to talk about another thing. So yeah, I guess that's it. I wasn't able to pick any questions for me to answer this video because I only got 3 views by the time I started recording this. Really funny, I know. But I'll keep uploading those kind of videos. But I now just remember there's this guy on Discord, on their TD Discord servers. He told me that I should make longer, not only longer videos. Making longer videos is something I actually want to do, but it said me then actually use he as my constant neutral pronoun, even though there's they them. Unlike I speak Portuguese, there's no neutral pronouns in here, so I and like we like only use the like the plural male as the neutral pronouns, the neutral pronoun. So I get, I think, a bit confused in English. So I'm so sorry if so sorry if even though I don't know the gender of the person, I keep saying he or whatever male pronoun just because I still need to addict myself to actually use the them pronoun when I'm speaking in English and not only typing. So yeah, then recommend me to make the video focused on people who are doing other stuff. And I don't know, man. I just not a big fan of like people that doing multiples of the time with like a lot of stimulation going on. That's why I also like to make my videos now as basic as I can. It's just me on a microphone recording what I am doing for my game. And like this video is already over 30 minutes. And if you're still here, I appreciate, man. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you listening to me. You have no, I don't know what to say, man. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest. But I appreciate you reaching so far to the video. So yeah, it's already like almost 8 p.m. in here. I'll go find some other stuff to do, like maybe rest to spend less time on screens. And I'll be publishing this video tomorrow in the morning. Hope you guys having a nice February, a nice week already. Leave questions so I can answer them in the next video. And now, bye. See ya.